guys, welcome back to another deck profile, and today I got my Shark deck to show to you guys. I've been toying around with this deck for the last few days, and actually have been growing kind of a liking to it. It's a pretty fun water fish deck. So basically with this, you're trying to, get out rank 4s and everything like that, and also you have one card named Coelacanth that helps spam the board if you ever get them out. So overall, it's a cool, fun deck that I've been, tinkering around with, and I just wanted to show you guys, see what I've got for it. But yeah, let's just stop talking and get right into it. So the first monster in the deck, 3 Saber Shark. Saber Shark is pretty much one of your better sharks in the deck. With him, he's pretty cool. He up to twice per turn, he can target one fish monster on the field and activate one of these effects, increases level by 1 or reduces level by 1, and then you cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect except water monsters. That last line isn't really a problem because this whole deck is pretty much water. But no, yeah, it's a pretty cool card. I like it a lot because it helps manipulate levels. He can target himself as well to help, get, like, if you have a level 3 on board and you want to make it go into a rank 3, you can change his level down to 3, which is nice. So he's very versatile. I like him a lot, and yeah, he's just a great 3-0 for the deck. Another cool 3-0, not in the shark archetype, but fits the theme and is kind of like Saber Shark in a way, is Wind Up Shark. Wind Up Shark is pretty much the same thing, but it's not up to twice per turn. He can admittedly play his level up or down. So yeah, he's pretty nice. It's just himself though. It's not like Saber Shark where he can target something else. So, but overall though, he's really good. He's still a 3-of as well to help manipulate levels. Another 3-of would be Shark Stickers. Stickers is whenever a fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster is normal specialed to your side of the field, you can special him from your hand, but he cannot be used as synchro material. He's nice. I like him because of just the board spamming. You could cut him to 2 if you wanted to, but I like him at 3. So because of just seeing him in my opening hand to help, more board setup. And then the last shark, with shark in the name in the deck is, or at least the main deck anyway, is Double Fin Shark. He's kind of like the recursion. So when he's normal summon, he can target a level 3 or lower, a level 3 or 4 water fish type in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position, but it has its effects negated, and then same kind of restriction, can't special any other monsters except water monsters for the rest of the turn. I see people running him at 3. I tried him at 3. I felt it kind of was a little clunky because, it's more recursion and everything, and it's restricted to normal summoning. So I cut him down to 2, and I think he's perfect at 2. You could, if you wanted to, just buff him up to 3 just to see him more often if you want. I just felt more comfortable putting the 2, and I think it's been working pretty well. So now on to, that's it for like shark in the name kind of thing monsters. Now we're on to like other monsters to help support them. So 3 Tin Goldfish. Tin Goldfish is pretty much like a really good card for this deck, this kind of strategy of a deck. So whenever he's normaled, special level 4 monster from your hand. Helps grid out your sharks and also helps, get out your Xyz monsters turn 1. And another monster that helps board spam, I guess, is Silent Angler. So if you control a water monster, you can special summon him from your hand, but you cannot special summon monsters from your hand for the rest of the turn. This is great. Usually I want to special summon this last because there are several other monsters in the deck, which I'll get into, that special summon the hand. So he's usually the one that you special from him last when you know that you're not going to be special summoning from your hand at all for the rest of the turn. So because if you do him first, you're going to turn off some other cards you have in this deck that, want to get out from the hand as well. All right, and now to another card. This is a more recent card. White Stingray. White Stingray is great, not only because it's a thing that it kind of is like a card that kind of has shades of Mermail to it, but with him, he's nice. You can special summon him from your hand by discarding a water monster, and then if he's special summon from the graveyard, he's treated as a tuner. I usually never get into the tuner effect not very often, but I usually use him when I'm going first, and I open him, getting him out by discarding water monster. He's great. I like him a lot. He's just great board spamming, and 3-of for a reason. And then the last 3-of for this deck, or last 3-of pretty much, is the Xyz Remora. Xyz Remora is pretty much the combo piece you want to see in your hand turn 1 a lot, because Because with him, you can special summon him by detaching 2 Xyz materials from monsters you control. And then when you do, you target 2 level 4 fish types in your graveyard, special summon those targets in defensive position, their effects are negated, and they cannot attack or change their battle positions, and cannot be used as Xyz material for an Xyz summon except for a water Xyz monster. Basically with him, he helps get into Bahamut Toad turn 1. And what do I mean by this? Well, let's say you have a Xyz monster in your extra monster zone. You have him, detach those 2 like materials, special summon him, and then go to your graveyard to special back the materials you just detached or any other monsters you have in your graveyard, and then use 2 of them to go into Mr. Boy, and then Xyz both him or the other, or if like any other level 4s you have in the field into Bahamut and Toad. So he's great. He's a great combo enabler, and he's usually the card that you want to see turn 1 a lot if you're about to go into an Xyz summon that turn. So all in all, great card. Always at 3. I feel you can never really cut him down. I think you always need to have him at 3. And then next card, this is a kind of a tech piece I've tried out, is Patina Princess. I've seen profiles with none of her, and I don't know why. Maybe I'm missing something, but with her, when she's no more special, you can banish herself to special a level 4 or lower fish from your deck. I like it personally because of the fact that, well, it helps get into other fish monsters, and it's a extra way if you don't open those said level 4 fish monsters like Saber Shark, or let's say Cyan Angler, if you need to get into something for Xyz wise. It just helps gets into them, and it's just it's a good combo extender, and I personally like it just as a decent tech option that you can try out. But yeah, I've been seeing people who don't use it. I personally like it, so if you don't need to run it if you don't want to, but personally I like it. And then on to one-ofs. One Royal Swamp Eel. This is here for a tuner in the extra deck. It's nice. I like it. It's honestly the best fish tuner we have. And then another card, which I might cut later, but I've been toying around with it, is Matala Shark. This is kind of a recursion piece. Basically with him, when he's normal summon, you can target 2 fish types in your graveyard to shuffle back in the deck. It's just recursion, nothing too fancy. I've been thinking of maybe I'm going to cut it for some other stuff, but right now it's a good placeholder, and it's done its work a little bit. And then the last monster in the deck is Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. This thing is insane. Basically with him, once per turn, you can discard 1 card and just to special summon as many level 4 or lower fish type monsters as possible from your deck. A monster special summoned by this effect cannot declare an attack, and its effects are negated while on the field. And if this card is targeted by a spell, trap, or effect monster effect, you contribute this 1 other fish type monster to negate the effect and destroy the card. So right off the bat, you can tell this thing is flippin' bonkers. Well, if you can resolve this effect, which I have done twice so far, you can pretty much get a bunch of fish on the board and just start linking and go into other plays. It's really nice. It's an OTK piece if you get him out, and yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot. If you're gonna run this deck, you want to run it. Now you're probably also thinking, well, Todd, that's a level 7. How are you gonna be getting him out consistently? Well, there are ways later in the main deck that I'll get into that help mitigate that. So usually I never really get him out from hand. I usually always get him in the graveyard to revive him. That's pretty much the easiest way of getting him out, in my opinion, right now, until something comes around that gets him out consistently. But other than that, your main focus is pitching him off a White Stingray, or pitching him off another card that I'll get into, to get into Patina Princess or something like that. But yeah, it's a good, you mainly want to get him in the graveyard to revive him later, to then resolve this insane effect. So now on to spells. 3 Call by the Grave. You are a combo deck, pretty much, and if your Ting Goldfish gets negated by Effect Veiler, then you're kind of screwed. So 3 Call by the Grave is a must. 2 Instant Fusion, because there are some targets in the extra deck that I will get into. Just a good 2 of. You could cut it to 1 if you wanted to fit more cards if you really needed to, though. And then last, or not the last card, but one of the now onto the 1-ofs, I mean. So Moray of Greed. This is another tech I've been experimenting with, and it's kind of like a love-hate with this card, I feel. Basically with him, shuffle 2 water monsters from your hand into the deck, then draw 3 cards. I have had times where I shuffle 2 cards into my hand and then get a worse hand out of it, but then there are other times where I get a better hand out of it, so it's kind of a hit or miss kind of card. It's done its work to like warrant running sometimes, but you could cut it if you don't feel like it fits your playstyle at all. Then on to other one-ofs. One Monster Reborn as a way of getting Coelacanth back and other stuff. 1-for-1 to get into Patina Princess, and also you could pitch the Coelacanth with this as well. And then Foolish Burial. Main targets are the Coelacanth and just usually trying to get that to grave. And then the last 3 cards, these are just the only trap in the deck is 3 Call by the Grave, or Call of the Haunted. This would be Back to the Front if I found my Back to the Fronts. I could not find them, so I had to use Call of the Haunted as a placeholder. So if you're running this deck, don't use Call of the Haunted, use Back to the Front if you have them. If you don't have those somehow, then use Call of the Haunted. It's a good placeholder to help bring back your Coelacanth or other stuff that you have in graveyard. But yeah, that's it. For the main deck, it's 40 cards. Now onto the extra deck. 1 number 37, Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark. This is cute in a way. It's a decent like a attacker. So with him, when any player's monster declares an attack, you can T-touch 1. That all monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack until the end of the turn. When this card is destroyed by battle or card back into the graveyard, you can target one other monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So another way to help revive Coelacanth and other monsters. So it's overall not that bad of a card. I like it. It's a decent first turn option. 1 number 101 Silent Arc to help steal monsters and just get rid of problems. Same thing with Castell, same concept, just different effect. And then Bahamut and Toad, because opening them is great, and having a board of Mistar Boy, Bahamut, Toad to start off your turn is really nice for this deck. Then 1 Nightmare Shark, just for the rank 3 option. And then the last Xyz monsters is Black Ray Lancer, because it's a decent rank 4 that, can rank up from Nightmare Shark if you want to. And then on to Synchros. 1 Rhyhorror Rail. It's pretty much the best level 8 fish synchro that we got. With him, he's kind of a Raigeki, and also he can attack 2 monsters during each battle phase, which is nice. If he attacks a defensive monster, he inflicts piercing as well. And he can also revive himself by banishing another water monster from graveyard, and he is Trio, it's tuner after that. And then the last synchro is Leo, because you can get into him by using Theseus as their tuner. This is one of my Ancient Fusion targets. It's one of the ways to get into Leo is Instant Fusion Theseus. Go into Saber Shark raises his level, synchro into level 10. That's very rare, but if there are times where you need to get something on the board, it's at least something for turn 1. And then the second and last Instant Fusion target is Deep Sea Shark, just to fit the theme a bit. And then links to my Starboy because it's a water deck and it's just obvious to use. 1 Lampharinkus if I ever find myself in different, if I have to use them in any sort of way. And then the last link monster is Borreload because Borreload is really good. And it's just a great link 4. But yeah, that's it for the video. I guess as closing thoughts, there are what I would change as well in this deck. I know there is a rank up spell for this deck as well. I'll have it up on the screen here. But I would try and find a way to maybe cut Matala Shark to get it put in that, and then put in Rebarian Shark in the extra deck to because this deck can use it to get into CU101 Silent Hunter Dark, which is kind of interesting. So that's one of the main changes I would make to this deck. And also the 3 Back to the Fronts in place of the Call of the Haunted because I couldn't find my Back to the Fronts for some reason. But no, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile and liked the deck overall. If there are any Shark deck players out there, if you guys think I could change anything in this deck, leave it down in the comment section below as well. I love to see those and constructive criticisms and make this deck better for the future if I ever do another deck profile on this. But oh yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, definitely subscribe. I should see you guys next video. Have a nice day.